Hello and welcome back to Mischief Managed. My name is Saffron Foxclaw. I'm admin for the Allo team and I'm also admin for the marketing team. Behind me is Rita, who was kind enough to do as a video for the wiki team, and she is one of my head Allos and she also works in the marketing team. I believe that she's currently got a video in the works to explain the Quidditch system, which we're really looking forward to. But today what we're going to cover is the dueling function of the HUD, which everyone has been asking us to do. So without further ado, let's begin. So the duel function is HUD controlled. You'll need to press this little button, as I explained in how to work with the spell casting function, and you also need to press this button, and if you ignore absolutely everything on here because mine's an admin HUD, you will get the duel function just here. Now, in the link below, I will be putting links to the approved spell list and the approved transfiguration list, and also the link to our Mischief Managed website, which explains dueling. Dueling's quite simple once you get used to it. It's got a very basic function. You challenge someone to duel. Whoever is picked first, it's not always the person who clicks the duel function that is the first person to cast. It's a randomly chosen thing. So you challenge them. Whoever's picked first, they pick an attack, they post their attack in roleplay, and then the turn passes on to the next person. They will pick a defense, and then whether or not that succeeds or fails, you can either end the duel or you carry on and you pick your attack to return to the opposite player. And so forth, it carries on, they pick a defense and attack. So what me and Rita are going to do is we are going to duel each other, and we'll show you how it's done. Wands and poses that come with wands aren't included in our HUD, but down on Hogsmeade you can go and you can buy wands from our various vendors, or you can have a look on the marketplace and pick your own wand. You don't have to have a wand here, you can roleplay it, it's just a bit better for immersion for most people and they like using a wand. Okay, so without further ado, let's carry on. And you click, you hit the duel function, and it shows you who in the area that you want to challenge to a duel, and so I'm going to click Rita. And it should pop up in local chat. You're now dueling Rita Gray and it's your turn. So I choose a spell, or I choose a transfiguration to attack, or I can use dodge to brawl. Now, that's not the done thing. We don't like to end in brawls. So my first spell is going to be, I'm going to use Levicorpus. So you click the spell button, type it in, and you submit. Now, because I'm a 7th year, I get the option to do this verbally or non-verbally. I'm going to do it verbally just to keep it an even playing field because Rita's a 5th year and so doesn't have that function yet. You use Levicorpus against Rita Gray. Please type your post describing your actions. Now remember that you must describe your defense when applicable. So I've done my post. Saffron bowed stiffly at the waist and straightened up. She did away with niceties and flicked her wand, Levicorpus, sending a flash of green light towards Rita. So I attacked, it pops up and it tells me whether or not she can defend herself or not. So I attacked her with Levicorpus. She defended with a shield charm, but she couldn't defend herself, which basically means that the spell has hit her. She's going to now pick her attack, and then I just wait on her post. Wow, she just used a blindfolding charm against me. So, and then I wait for her post. Now, usually we do dueling clubs, we do house-led dueling clubs, and we also do group dueling clubs. So a lot of the time whilst you're waiting on the post of the duelers, you end up with quite fun roleplay along the sidelines. So Rita's just posted that Rita Gray would not honour the respect, rather going straight to shield herself. However, with lack of concentration, she'd be lifted upside down in the air, shrieking out as she'd cast Obscuro towards Saffron. So now I need to pick a defence. Defences are limited to what can block spells. You can't defend yourself with an attacking spell, so I can't use Wingardium Leviosa as a form of defence because it's not a form of defence. So if you're in a lower year and you've not yet learnt to shield yourself, you always has the dodge function to try and dodge out of the way. If you're in a lower year and dueling against a higher year student, so if say Rita was 2nd year and I was 7th, my dueling function would give me a better chance at dodging because in theory her spells would not be as strong as the ones I would be sending towards her. So I'm going to select Protego, which is your shield spell. I'm going to do it verbally because I'm nice. I failed to cast my spell. Wonderful. So I'm going to end up blindfolded. And then I pick my attack. I'm going to use a transfiguration spell. And I'm going to, nope, I've just clicked potions by accident, which you can't use as it just demonstrates. I'm going to click transfiguration and I'm going to use Melifor's, because if she's going to blindfold me, I may as well put her head in a pumpkin. So my post was Saffron smirked, watching Rita fly up in the air. Her smile was short-lived at the spell sent back to her. Her distraction cost her, and she ended up with a blindfold across her face, as her cry of Protego came too late. Casting blindly, she called out Melifor's, aiming vaguely in Rita's direction. Now, currently, accuracy isn't something yet built into the HUD, so even if you are blindfolded, or you've been hit with a Confundus charm maybe, your accuracy is still as much as it would be, but there is potential for us to be working that into the HUD, but we don't have a date set on that yet. I attacked Rita Grey with Melifor's and they defended with a shield charm. They couldn't defend themselves, so basically Rita's going to end up with a pumpkin on her head. Rita just cast a Pugno against you. Please wait until they've posted their actions. It's always good when you're dueling to have the approved spell list and the approved transfiguration list up there, rather than forgetting spells or thinking of some of the best ones. My favourite duel since I started at Mischief Managed was against a fellow Ravenclaw. Her name was Sybil, and it ended up being a very vicious duel with Sybil blown up like a balloon covered in sea urchins and red welts. It's always my favourite, and I've saved those logs. Rita Grey would fall to the ground upon Saffron's next cast, causing her to hit with a slight thud. Although attempting to get back up and cast Protego once more would fail for her due to the lack of time. She'd find her head encased by a pumpkin. With a frustrated growl, she'd cast a Pugno, attempting to send some books left on a nearby bench towards Saffron. So I'm going to select the dodge function, because books, I hope I can dodge. I dodged! Woohoo! And then I'm going to I'm going to use Stupefy. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, I used a stunning style against Rita. Okay. I just made a mess up. I put the wrong spell in whilst typing, but Rita is aware that I've put the correct spell into the HUD. Saffron cackled with laughter as Rita's head became pumpkinified. She ducked and wove out of the way of the offending books, shooting a Stupefy at the Slytherin, still giggling with laughter. The red light flew through the air, but would it meet its target? So it's popped up that I attacked Rita with a stunning spell, and she defended with a shield charm, and the shield charm failed. We were just discussing in IMs the reasonings behind the fact that Rita's shields aren't working as well, and it's potentially due to the fact that I am a higher year. As I said with the dodge function, it's better if you're a higher year dueling a lower year, or somebody who's got lower fitness as well. Fitness brings something into play with this as well. Rita Grey hadn't perhaps seen the accurate location of the book she intended to throw, or it could have been the pumpkin over her head, causing the issue. She'd attempt to Protego once more, but the force of Saffron's stun would knock her back onto the ground, still and defeated. Thank you very much, Rita, for taking part in this. I really appreciate it. Finally, just going to go over a few important points that we do include on the Mischief Managed website. Spells cannot be the target of other spells, so one beam hitting another is exceedingly rare, and when it happens, the spells mostly cancel each other out in the case of Voldemort dueling Harry and him using Expelliarmus versus Avada Kedavra. When you cast a spell, there are two tests it must pass. First, it must be cast successfully, then it must do its job. So I can cast a spell successfully, but it might not actually meet its match. So you can't preemptively roleplay a spell hitting somebody when they've still got the opportunity to defend themselves. Finally, the dueling system is an aid to the duel, but the focus is the roleplay. When I say that you can't defend yourself with another spell, there's only certain ways that you can. So you can use a Finite Incantatem defensively to dispel a flock of enchanted birds that have been sent your way, but you can't stop Expelliarmus. So if in doubt, always check with a staff member. Always discuss it with the person that you're role-playing with as well, just to make sure that they're happy with the spells that you're using and the way they're using them. Because it's sometimes best just to consult with who you're dueling with to make sure that you're all on the same page. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it's useful for you. We hope to be getting more videos out for you. If you've got any videos that you want to see, you can either comment below or you can contact a member of the marketing team or a member of the Allo team or a member of RPD. The messages always come through to us. And we hope to see you again, and hopefully we'll be seeing you soon with a Quidditch video.